Hello everyone, welcome to Claw Cup Season 3. This is the grand finale. It is between Carter and Niklas. This is it. This is the final.
Hello everyone, welcome to Claw
Wait,
Cup.
that is an echo. Okay, never mind. So there were 32 competitors at the start of this season. But now there are only 2. And with these 2 competitors, I have 2 of my lovely friends right here, Cham and Zach. Would you guys be willing to give us a little wave?
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
I know Cham's half muted, but yeah, this is going to be an exciting match. I'm gonna get more into the commentary with Zach after the coin flip happens. But how about we do the coin flip now, shall we? So let's have no further delays in this final. It is going to be the same rules. First 15 win by 2, and they will be the Claw Cup champion of this season. So, Niklas, I believe you are the better seed here. Would you like to go with heads or tails for the coin flip one last time?
Heads.
Heads. So he's going to go with heads. Coin flip. It's going to be tails. So Carter, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Okay, so Carter is going to go second. Just as a reminder to Zach, make sure you're spectating.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, and
Professional.
yep. Carter, you said you're going to go second. Is this correct?
Yeah, we have
Okay.
to meet each other.
Carter and Niklas, make sure to mute Carter Williams and Zach if you don't want to hear the commentary.
Yes. So if you
okay.
click,
Everyone but Cham, pretty much.
yeah, if
I will
you
be.
just user volume deafen or right click on my name, and then you should see something called user volume. Turn mine all the way down. So
I'm on phone.
oh
You should still have the option. It's just like
it's just like a different
harder to
way. You
get
have to
to.
click on it
you might have to
physically.
a long press on one of our profile pictures.
Yeah,
Okay,
if you hold down on someone's profile picture, you get the settings.
So
Okay, wait. Hmm. Oh yeah, I gotcha. Okay, so I'll just mute you guys.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh.
so
Alright.
for the both of us, we should be muted around now. If you are not, please let us know.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, so
I am
we're
seeing
good.
chat say Cham's volume might be a little low. I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
if you
on
want to turn it up a
purpose.
tiny
That's
bit.
on purpose.
Okay.
So, okay. We have generated a new scramble, and let's begin. It is time. So, Zach, what are you looking forward to in this match?
I'm looking forward to some crazy fast singles, and overall just some good solving. I don't already it looks like the scrambles kind of matched from the last episode or last match.
That's right for both of you.
We are seeing a pretty lucky scramble here. This guarantees both a D move skip as well as a second skip for
Is mine good?
Yeah, Carter, yours is good.
a second move skip. Either way, going through with this, 2 of world-class clock competitors, I think we're gonna have a good match regardless of who wins.
Before the first point is scored, Niklas is currently leading the chat poll by a margin of 59 to 41%. So,
Was that? Oh, it's a DNF anyways.
that is a
So
DNF.
a bit of a fumble on the timer stop, a 475 DNF for Niklas.
What a way to start a final. 7 silent user DNFs the first solve.
And a little bit of fumble there on the start for Carter, but gonna safety, still be sub 475 anyways. It's a 449 for Carter Thomas, taking the first point of the season 3 Clock Cup final. Maybe segueing in, Carter, do you have any predictions for who is going to win this match?
Before I go into the predictions, I do want to go into maybe the statistics and the
Sorry?
tactics of these two competitors. So Niklas is very, very consistent. Let's keep that in mind. He can really pull out those low frees, and that might be a bit of a challenge for Carter Thomas, who can sometimes DNF. He can also sometimes maybe get some infrequent singles, but he can also get some very good singles. So we'll have to see how frequent those are, but I think at the end of the day, this is going to be really close. I think Carter Thomas is the underdog here, but I love a good underdog story.
Oh,
A DNF for Carter. It is a 234 DNF by 1 tick.
That could have been
Kind
clock
of
up
what
record.
you were mentioning earlier. The possible inconsistency from Carter. I maybe going into predictions here. I am. If it depends on how these next few solves go. But personally, I think if Carter can keep up the performance he had in the last match, against Dilshan, I think Carter's got it. It's just maybe getting into that flow state of clock solving.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So right now the score is tied up at 1-1. Not really much to say necessarily from early leads, but these next few solves may shape what we can expect for the rest of the match. The scramble looks to be... I don't think there's too much on the scramble, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't really see anything. Maybe a few small moves here and there. Pretty smooth from Niklas. Niklas with a 736. I thought that was a lot faster. My
That's a
apologies.
free
Oh, is it
36.
3? Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say something looked off there.
So the competitors are truly being tested here. This is the first time the first solve is not a DNF in this match. So let's see if Carter Thomas can take that up. 7-side will flip. Oof.
It was a fast first side, but fumbling on a second side. 456, that did cost him the solve. Maybe going back to score predictions. What do you think the final score is going to be for this, Carter?
Oof. I never tell you this, but I always hate it when people try to ask me for a tangible score. I'm gonna say Carter Thomas. He's gonna bring it into overtime for the first time in Clock Cup history. 16-14. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, I see that. I can understand your pain coming up with the score. I do think I'm gonna lean towards. I want to give it to Carter. I want Carter to win, but I do think Niklas is gonna end up taking this 15-13.
So different predictions from our side. That's a 298 from Carter. As Carter said in his post-match interview last match, which was like 2 days ago.
Make sure you go watch that video after this is over.
Oh yeah. Niklas does not get a lot of 2s, but he could be very wrong here. He could prove us all wrong here at Clock Cup.
Regardless, Niklas is a former world record holder for a reason. A 347 from Niklas. Carter is going to take his first non-DNF'd point. You're gonna see it dead even at 2-2.
Yeah, second solve safety is what I like to call it. I like the alliterations in the second solve safety. But 91 viewers, by the way. Shout out to all the viewers watching Clock Cup. Let's see if we can get to 100 today. That'd be the first time in Clock Cup history a stream has gone to 100. We're 9 viewers away.
So going over this scramble, not currently visible as it's under both covers, but we did see a center edge skip on one side, which is useful for skipping that first D move of Simul. And there is also 2 adjacent edge skips on the other side. One of them lines up perfectly for 7 Simul, allowing you to skip an extra move. A 356 for Niklas.
Ooh, this is going to be a benchmark to beat for Carter. Like, we're talking about that consistency. Maybe it's not always a low 2 signal every now and then from Niklas, but it's just Carter.
A bit of a fumble, but a 333 still. Tied New Jersey state record.
Oh, it does?
No,
No.
ignore it.
Okay.
We'll be funny.
I
after the
have
match.
Wait, did I have New Jersey, sir? No, I don't. Okay. Or I don't have it for a single. But
I was
Carter.
referencing what I got at South Jersey, but we'll look past that.
Oof. Yeah. Yeah. You better, Zach.
Um, again, still keeping it very even here. Niklas is at least with the better mean of 5 times so far, but I don't really know how much mean's gonna apply to this matchup, especially so far. Bit of a
Oh,
locky first side from Carter. Fast second side, a 349.
I think that second side really saved him. Let's move on to Niklas now.
Again, nothing really crazy on this scramble from what I can see.
8 seconds.
Carter Thomas is doing some warm up here, which he usually only does in the most extreme cases. That might be
That looked like a
point for
fast
Niklas.
end. A 342 for Niklas, beating by 0.07, and we are seeing dead even again. 6 solves into this match. These competitors, no one has gotten more than a
Oh, that's correct.
a
Carter.
1-point lead.
That's correct.
As I said earlier in this match, the first few solves is going to really determine what we're going to be looking for, or what this final is going to look like. And if this final is going to be like the rest of the solves have been right here, this is going to be one hell of a final, I will say.
Yeah, we are seeing another center edge skip here on this scramble. Definitely, I think those center edge skips are going to benefit Niklas a lot more
Oh.
here, considering Carter is not doing any D moves, using 7 simul flip. A 292 for Niklas.
I think that was
Niklas's first 2 of the match.
Let's see if Carter Thomas DNF'd a 234 earlier this match, so let's see, maybe he could redeem himself on this scramble.
Ooh, very lucky first side and DNFing, unfortunately, anyways. That was a 298 DNF. At the very least, he didn't DNF out of winning.
So let's get an instant replay of that 2 if I caught it here. There we go. That was very smooth. It may have even looked partially locky, at least, or maybe that's just because of the camera angles and maybe the webcam quality, but that was overall a clean solve from Niklas, I would say.
Going into this scramble, not seeing anything crazy, but potentially a few small moves. Nope, those were really big moves. Kind of a slow first side, very slow second side, and a DNF by 1 tick anyways. Carter with a 390 DNF.
So Niklas is set up to take a 2-point lead as long as he solves the clock here.
Very slow turning. Extra safety on that. And that is going to be a 391. We are seeing the first 2-point lead of this matchup, and it only took us 8 solves to do it.
That is really crazy, but let's see how Carter Thomas reacts to this, and maybe even slightly more importantly, how Niklas reacts to this. Because once he gets in a groove, he can get in a groove. In his matches, sometimes he hasn't always taken the first point. He hasn't always been in such a commanding lead, but his mid to late stage game is really, really crucial. So let's see if maybe this could that point could be a game changer for Niklas here.
Very smooth, locky pin shift.
I was about to say it was a little bit locky in the middle.
I'm not sure if that was a. Okay, the timer did not stop, so it is going to be a 615 for Niklas on that solve. A little bit of a fumble on the timer stop. Seeing a center edge skip here. I think this might be an easy win for Carter. Extra safety flip. I see a 417.
That already
Carter
looked
reeling it
pretty
back in.
fumbly, to be honest. I don't think that was intentional. That might have been out of pure nerves. So
That's correct, Carter. That's correct, Niklas. Correct, Carter. And that's correct, Niklas.
you may be hearing our amazing judge Cham checking the scrambles for both sides of each clock before they go out.
This is our quality check for the match today. A huge shout out to Cham, by the way, for volunteering
One-
themselves to judge.
Not to interrupt you, Carter, but we have 106 active viewers right now.
Oh, really? No,
free-
it just updated for me. Yeah.
A 3 flat for Carter Thomas, keeping in the 100 digits there.
That is amazing. Thank you all for watching this amazing final of Clock Cup right here.
Ooh,
That looked a little shaky.
little bit of a fumble there. 314 for Niklas. And Carter has evened it back out. We are dead even, 10 solves in.
Before you show before you
These competitors really are neck and neck. This is
What?
really a great final.
Carson, like when you put your clock down so I can check it, please could you like do a Z2 just so it's the same orientation for me as Niklas?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Niklas, yours is correct. That's
Z.
correct.
Z.
Correct, Niklas.
Oh, England.
All right, so yeah, we are back to even after 15 minutes or so, or 12 to 15 minutes or so of solving. Kind of what we were expecting into this. I mean, they are
That's
Ooh.
the fumbles.
another
from Niklas here.
clock drop, a 436. We are seeing the they're in the finals for a reason. So, of course, it's going to be a dead even match. Fumble there with the cover and the clock during inspection.
8 seconds.
Sometimes the little things, the little things like those just show the immense pressure put on these competitors.
A DNF for Carter, very lucky anyways, a 535.
Missed opportunity for Carter, to be honest, but there are many opportunities for the rest of this match, as I can tell, because these competitors truly are neck and neck. So, Zach, now that we're 11 solves in, we're pretty deep into the match. Have your thoughts changed about how you thought this match was going to go initially?
I maybe I'm a little more Carter pilled. I of course I am rooting for Carter, but I do think that Niklas is going to work out any of the flaws in the solving, and we're gonna see the consistency train hop back on, and especially considering Carter's DNF rate already. I mean, we're 11 solves in and we've seen 4 DNFs. I'm afraid that might hinder his solves in the future. A solved clock and a 337.
That's high as
For
my PR
Carter.
single.
I
Not to make it about me. Not to make it about me.
but it is not sub commentary PR single, so
Okay, Zach.
we're
Okay, Zach.
still all right. That looked very fast from Niklas. That is going to be a 326, beating out Carter by less than 0.1 when we are back to a 2-point lead for Niklas.
Zach, that beats the both of us. 326.
That beats the both of us. But I think
Niklas.
What were you gonna say, Zach?
I was going to say let's make a deal. Whatever 2 solves we see next, we will both get to this weekend at IRL Clock Up.
Also correct.
IRL clock. I mean, it's not IRL clock up. We can't call it IRL clock up, but it might as well be. It's a clock themed competition.
Niklas starting his inspection here. Very smooth turning on that. A 320.
So I was talking
Yeah,
about.
as I mentioned, I think Niklas is hitting the consistency train, and now I think what we're gonna see here is as soon as someone gets out to a lead, and then we just start alternating solves, they're gonna end up taking it. Another
Oh my
DNF
God.
for Carter, a 268 DNF, unfortunately.
Do you think either of these competitors are going to... You think, more importantly, since Carter Thomas will not be in the lead in halftime, do you think these competitors would take a halftime break?
I definitely think that Carter is going to go for the break. As mentioned in his post-match interview, uh, just yesterday, just Sunday.
Sunday.
Um, I think it's best for him. Get back in that flow state. Maybe step out of the room for a bit. Clear your mind.
It may seem like these competitors are competing in a very familiar environment, but Clock Cup can be a beast sometimes, especially on these competitors emotionally.
Another 333 from Carter Thomas.
That sets him up pretty well. His past free solves were two of them were DNFs. One of them was beaten by Niklas, I believe, on a second point. So that
Very, very quick from Niklas. A
It's-
272.
I think
You
he
can
might have.
hear a little bit of frustration from Carter here. We
Let's
are
get
seeing
it.
a 4-point lead for Niklas. Only 6 solves away from 15 points.
That's correct, Castle.
That's a replay of that 272 you just watched from Niklas. I don't think that's the best solve. Is it the best solve of the match?
Ooh. We are going to see a very nice scramble here. There is a line case and a center edge skip positioned perfectly to avoid D moves the entire solve.
At least that's for 7 simul, because on 7 simul flip
Uh,
there are no
correct,
D moves.
yes.
So
I'd like to see what Niklas does on this scramble. It looked fast, but how fast was it? 3.07 for Niklas.
Zach, I will say your timer display reading has been very impressive this whole match.
Thank you. It's just my eyes.
And also maybe because you're a dog yet, but
Yeah.
8 seconds.
We
Oh my
see
God.
7 simul from Carter, but DNFing unfortunately.
You want a halftime break?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
alright, so we are going to be taking
Ed.
the Clock Cup final halftime break. Unfortunately, there is no halftime show. Cham, just tell them I'm gonna move them to the other voice channel. The 5-minute halftime starts right now. For those of you who are watching, make sure to make sure to stay tuned, because you'll hear some expert analysis from yours truly and Zachary
As
Ridall.
well, make sure you hit the like
Oh, yeah.
on this stream.
We got 20
Did you-
free
did you
likes
get-
so far.
Did you get a haircut?
I did not get a haircut. I did my hair good today, though. I will say.
Okay, I am digging it. So, leading into the halftime break, kind of what we were expecting, or maybe not what we were expecting. Niklas edging out into a 5-point lead here,
Yeah.
going into the break.
So what's important to mention is that Carter Thomas has been in Clock Cup final before. He's been in Clock Cup final season 1, as to say. He DNF'd a lot in that in that final.
I think we might be seeing a repeat of that. I remember vividly watching that and seeing the performance. I'd be afraid to say, but maybe the nerves are hitting again for Carter going into this final.
I will say that halftime break specifically was a 13-minute half. Was it a 13-minute? I think it's like a it's like a 13-minute halftime break.
It was
right?
quite a while.
It was a long halftime break.
It was an excellent show,
Thank you.
but
Thank
a
you.
long break. So we are seeing here 10 points for Niklas, 5 points for Carter. Carter needs to make up the 5-point deficit before Niklas wins 5 solves, or we are going to see Niklas win Clock Cup Season 3. Any predictions? Any change in predictions, Carter?
I think just because of how close the match was at the start, it is going to be incredibly hard for Carter Thomas to make up this point differential. I do think that sorry for the frame drop, by the way, but when all is said and done, Niklas will be the one to take the cake.
I definitely agree. I think if we're gonna see this dead even playing, we didn't see it as much in Carter's last matchup, but in this matchup specifically, when you have two clock solvers, maybe not of similar times, but of similar solve win counts,
Right.
you're just gonna see the back and forth.